Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are jumping in the Sumner for a little bit of destroyer hunting. Now, before we get into it, y'all know the deal. We are on the path to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is our goal. We are well on our way and getting very close actually to 45,000 subscribers currently. You guys are killing it, but we need to keep on the grind. Be a part of the journey. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you punch that subscribe button. All kinds of new content coming up, including new games, so keep an eye out for those. But you guys know what's going on right now. I don't need to point it out. Y'all already know. There's Yamis and Shimas as far as the eye can see. So, after a fit of rage playing the Atlantico and the freaking Iwami for an entire evening, I decided it was time for me to get some payback. To take out the Sumner and absolutely hurt some Shima's feelings. And of course, what happens? I get in a 3v3 Shima game. It's like the game knows when you're trying to hunt down the little turd burglars, and it's like, oh, we can't have that. Sorry, why would we put you in that? But it's okay. Because not only are we going to accomplish our goal, we're going to have us a fun little game in the process. It's a game of hide and seek, a little cat and mouse, if you will. And let's be honest, Sumner's one of the best destroyers in the game. Period. It just is. It's arguably better than its gearing. Like, the gearing is the legendary ship, but the Sumner seems to be better in just about any category. It's smaller, it's easier, or it's less easy to detect. It's got the same sort of torpedoes, the same sort of gun reload. Like, it just seems to work a little better than the gearing most of the time. So, a lot of people think that the Sumner is better than the gearing, and I would tend to, at least somewhat, kind of agree. But as you can see, there's somebody approaching the cap for us. And I have a sneaking suspicion it is a destroyer, a Shimakaze. And so we're going to try to put ourselves in a position where we can potentially disengage and, at the same time, engage the Shima. Now here, we don't want to run into the island, obviously. That would be a pretty bad idea. We honestly have not spotted any... Oh, speaking of, oh my god. That is the last thing I want to see as a destroyer who's potentially going to be hunting a destroyer. A Ruprecht. You know that thing's going to charge forward. You know darn well that that thing's got a secondary build. And you know with all of the fiber of your being that that thing is going to ruin your entire existence and your plan. Now keep an eye on the fact there is a destroyer that's spotting me. Well, the game's up. It's time to have some fun. Oh, crap. He's going to smoke up, and now I've fired my guns like a lunatic, and I'm in the receiving end of a Ruprecht. So I have no choice here but to utilize the island to shield myself from said Ruprecht. The Shima is a smart man who is using his guns. I know it's crazy to see a Shima actually firing his guns. You can see I'm a long ways from getting my torps back. But overall, we got away with only losing about 5,000 hit points there, which is preferable. Considering how bad that could have been, that was not ideal. So we have no choice but to disengage from that side for the moment. There's a second destroyer there to spot for my team. I'm going to come over here and try to grab the center cap. Alright, it's all about trying to manage a little bit of, you know, when you're playing these gunboats, you can't just be reckless, okay? And as you can see, we don't have the advantage in terms of concealment. So this Shima comes out swinging, and again, he's a Shima that actually uses his guns. It's crazy. And of course he uses smoke as well, and he's got help from his teammates, and this is not ideal. But between him smoking up and me smoking up, we're able to disengage and keep ourselves relatively safe. We're also going to sneak into the smoke, or sneak into the cap here. We're leaving our smoke behind because we're going to keep spotting for our team. You can see I'm kind of looking at who's potentially a juicy target for us. And honestly, it's the Shima and the Yamis out here. They're kind of out there. But remember, these torpedoes go forever. And the reason we don't sit in a smoke screen when you got a Shima sitting there with 15 torpedoes... That's why. You just don't, you're not going to win that engagement if you just sit in your smoke screen, because he's just going to flood that smoke screen with 15 torpedoes, and the likelihood that you eat one of them is pretty high. So, we go ahead, we move out to the right. Now notice we are capturing the base, and we are not detected. That's beautiful. However, the Shima is like, hey, this guy's capturing my base. I better stop that. Which is really unfortunate for me, because I really wanted to get this base capped before he manages to get into the cap. That would be the ideal. Like, I know that he's probably going to come after us, and right at 1 second, this man's a goat. Literally could not have played that any closer if he wanted to. Talk about the ultimate, like, you're going to get it, you're screwed. Like, right there is the perfect idea. Now, keep in mind, we have no idea where the third destroyer is. He has not been spotted this entire game. Our team captured the A cap. I'm denying them points in the B cap, and the enemy has captured the C cap. So this game's very, very close. Nobody has even died. Holy crap, we are 5 minutes into the match, and nobody has died. Fortunately for me, the Shima backs out of the cap for just a split second, and that allows us to get the cap, which is huge. I honestly was really scared that that guy was going to screw me over. But speaking of getting screwed over, he has now shown up. He's out of his smoke. We're going to go ahead and start lighting him up. You guys know the deal. And that's when the third destroyer is going to show up, and he's going to make himself known any moment. But right here, you can see I am not playing around. I am trying to ruin this man's existence as quickly as possible because I know he's got teammates with really big guns, and I don't have a lot of hit points. But I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that our teammate is helping with this particular kill here. Unfortunately, Shima gets away for now. He does manage to kill my Shima. Of course he does, because reasons. You never expect it, right? You always expect that your team's going to lose those engagements, and you know, it is what it is. So we took him down to almost nothing. So that at least gives us hope. There is another destroyer out here, and unfortunately, he's going to get the drop on me again. And this was a Shima Hayate, right? And this is why it's so important to know what you're up against, because if you don't, you're going to get yourself into trouble. You can see the enemy Shima over there on the left is showing himself, again, showing that he is willing to use his guns. I don't want to get this fight right now because that freaking stupid Ruprecht, if he gets me spotted, I am screwed. But he starts to push out. We're going to go ahead and engage him. He has all the hit points. We have only 7,000. So we go ahead and immediately start engaging. We've hit him a couple of times. If he fires his guns, he's screwed. He does fire his guns. We'll take that. We've already hit him 2 good salvos. And maybe keep an eye on those torpedoes that we pre-launched on this guy. He's sailing right into them. And it was a beautiful torpedo strike as we managed to... Oh my God, the Shima's back! Turn in, slow down, don't panic, everybody. And speed up. There we go. Whew! Couldn't call that one much closer than that. That is like worst case scenario. Thank God that he launched them from far enough away that we had just enough room in between those torpedoes to kind of shimmy in there. We shimmied to Shima's torps. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, you can see somebody's a little bit closer to my left side. We know somebody's on the other side of the rock. We know that the Ruprecht's already dead. And just like that, like this match has been a pretty long, patient match, which is unusual in Legends, let's be real. To have a match go this long and only have 3 people dead is impressive. Now here we're getting into a fight with a Hayate, and this is where you don't want to end up. Like, this is a potential, like, he's a hybrid gun torpedo boat here, so he could easily tear me up, but look how long it takes him to even get his guns on target. This man is not even paying attention. And of course, he goes dark for a moment because we're starting to turn away. You can see there's a cruiser shooting at us, and then the Hayate breaks his concealment and starts shooting at us. Now we've got the island to protect us from his teammates. We've already taken most of his hit points. So here he's stuck. He's not able to dodge any of these rounds. Meanwhile, we are. He's really panicked, and you can tell. And we take him down with ease. This is the difference between a gunboat and an experienced destroyer commander versus people who are so used to using their concealment to sneak around and be little turd burglars who never get spotted because they panic every single time. At least the Shima's put up a fight. The Hayate is literally a gunboat hybrid. It has amazing guns. It has a faster fire rate than the Shima, and yet the Hayate never fired a single shot until it was pretty much too late. So, you gotta, as a destroyer player, you've got to learn when to use your guns, when not to use your guns. And for the love of God, play some of the ships that counter these little turd burglars. For reals. Like, everybody's complaining about the Shimas and the Yamis, and trust me, I'm on the same boat as you guys. Like, I am not having fun at Legendary Tier when there's 4 Yamis, a Legendary Carrier, and a goddamn 5 Shimas on the enemy team. I know that the math doesn't add up, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Anyway, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not fun but there are ways to counter them. We just have to play them. So if you're getting your butt kicked in your battleships and you're like, you know what, this is stupid, I don't like playing this, instead of complaining about it, jump in something that counters them and make them miserable. Once again, dodging some torpedoes. Now, I'm not going to lie, these were not meant for me, and those are usually the torps that catch me. Those were meant to be in the direction of our battleships. But those are usually the torpedoes that end up catching me off guard. Because I know when people generally launch on me, and I can put myself in a pretty good position. You can see, I am not located. These guys are not running Perceptive or Twist and Track, which allows me to know exactly, well, roughly, where they're at, and allows them to not know where I'm at until it's too late. And as you can see, we are once again within his concealment, and, I mean, you're not going to win this gunfight. Sorry, Shima. You did good, but not quite good enough. And from there, we've killed all 3 of the enemy destroyers, and we've put up 50,000 damage. And unfortunately, Musashi, I thought he was going to back up. He went forward. We're going to miss all those torpedoes. But yeah, we've got the cap points. We've got the points lead. I mean, we're at 884 points, which again shows just how important it is to have destroyers that go around and do their job. We've got 1 solo cap. We have another destroyer that captured the Charlie cap, and then our guys managed to capture the A cap. So having teammates that are willing to actually go up and do the dirty work and grab those caps allows your battleships and stuff to sit back and do what they're supposed to do, which is get in these long-range engagements with these other battleships and just do what they got to do. Now here you can see I've got a smoke ready. I'm going to go ahead and slow down. I'm going to get ready to potentially... We got to fire on the Musashi immediately. I didn't want to fire right... Or I didn't want to use the smoke right away, but you can see as he's thinking about going forward, he's already put out our fire, but no, the game ends. It's unfortunate. I was really hoping to get some easy chip damage there on that Musashi. But 54,000 damage, but 3,336 base XP. That's what I'm talking about. Destroyer players, do your job. How many times I got to say it? You don't need a crazy 200,000 damage game in a destroyer. Do your job. You will be rewarded for it. So let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy this absolute slobber knocker of a match where we got to absolutely embarrass 3 Japanese destroyers? I know I did. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.